Hello, January 24th, I believe it is here, the day after the slow roll trucking protest going to Ottawa. Hopefully it all turns out good for them. It seems like it's going to be a waste of time, but anyway, we are here at the Cat today and we're going to replace some old style hydraulic seals. They're Chevron seals. They're a packing, a stack of seals. There's one, two, three, four, five. There's actually 7 pieces in this here stack. There was 5 in the old one, but we're just going to put as many as we can in there. Probably only going to get 5 in there, and then put the assembly back together. So we're just going to focus ourselves on where we're working, and we'll get on it here. You can see that the hydraulic ram is there, and I got the old pieces out, just out this far anyway, and to get that far I just run this screw in with the cordless drill, run it inside there, and just pulled it out with a pair of pliers. All these pieces came out. One ended up being destroyed, and ahead of those was a bunch of string packing. I don't think is actually supposed to be in there, but it was in there. So we're going to just remove these pieces. The very first piece to go in has a flat on this side that goes in against the base in there, in the stuffing box. And the rest are basically a chevron shape. They're V-shaped. They're solid rings. They're not split or anything, and they just go in one at a time, and we just push them in. So this one is the very first one, and it's got the flat on this side. So we're just going to put it on the shaft, push it forward inside the stuffing box. Then they just go in sequentially. These are actually some sort of a belting with rubber impregnated, but kind of like a tire, I guess. They're a little on the tight side, but they do get on there. These white ones are actually kind of a neoprene. It's a new style from what I pulled out, but it's all the same principle. I guess they figured that if they had a nylon one, it would be longer lasting or self-lubricating or something going on. So that's 3 pieces. Now we're going to get one more of these blacker ones. We'll run this jam nut on here just to get them in there. Stuff them in as far as they'll go by just screwing the jam nut on. This jam nut has a chevron shape or a V shape in the brass. It's machined right into it, so it pushes them in as they are shaped forward going in there. One more of these white ones on again. And then the last of the actual seal, the one that does any sealing. We will send this home again, get them in as deep as we can. And I didn't have my hammer here, so we're just going to run it home there with the pipe wrench. We might have to tap them in with something else, just get that nut started. If all else, we might have to pull the one out if it doesn't get started, but they're in there pretty tight. I do believe we got them started in there, so that's going to be probably as many as we can get in there. We'll see. Like I say, it's gone on there pretty deep, so we can get that last piece in there, I believe. Yeah, that whole stack of packing is fitting in there just nicely. Now these we don't have to tighten up very much. Like once it's taken on a little torque, that's as tight as you want to go. You want these things to actually weep a little bit. That looks like about it. You want them to weep a little bit is because you want the shaft oiled up, and that's how they lubricate and don't wear out as quickly. I don't know how long that other packing was in there. This machine is 81 years old. I'm sure the packing is not 81 years old, but it's probably 50 years for sure that darn packing has been in there, because the machine doesn't really Hasn't really run much for 50 years. Now this head just screws in on the shaft there. And we'll get it screwed back in. To take it off, I had to use the pipe wrench on there. I filed it off, cleaned it up so I can get the seals over without cutting the inner lips of the seals. We'll just spin this head on. That's about right. Okay, I'm going to jack it up and see if I can get it to get in that hole there. Might not make it. Might have to get the pin in there another day when I start it. We'll have to start it up and run the hydraulics. But anyway, the last step of it is just to line this pin up with the head of the ram, and this side will be done, and I just got to do the other side. Same operation. But these, I don't have the dog nut wrench for it, so I used a pipe wrench, and it's been used before. Same as on here. So people have used pipe wrenches on here before, and one more time I guess ain't gonna hurt it any. But that's the old style packing. Today they'll have machine surfaces with a land much like a piston ring would be, and then they insert an O-ring in that and they just slide that together. It's pretty precision fit. But this here is the older style stuff. It's low pressure, high volume, doesn't have to hold back a whole whack of pressure. So that's what it's all about there for today. We will catch up to you later.